Hey guys, today I'm talking about Love and Hip Hop Atlanta Season 5 Episode 3. This is gonna be up late because I just got home from California and I had to get things ready for tomorrow before I can watch it. But let's get into this review. It starts off with Tammy still going at it with the Betty Idol little bird. She just reminds me of a bird. So if I don't call her by her name and call her a bird, y'all know who I'm talking about. But they're fighting or whatever, and she's trying to play the victim. And I'm like, you going at this girl, you're being very, very disrespectful. And then she gonna say, she pulled out my real hair, and I'm like, bitch, if you were gonna keep coming at her like that, you should have wore that shit up in a ponytail. Like, oops. Or you should have known how to fight. And then D Smith over there talking about, oh my god, yeah, is there any ladies in here or some shit she said, and I'm sitting there like, you started this, so shut the fuck up. Anyway, Dime and Tiara meet up because she wants to let her know that she wasn't about that bullshit what Tommy pulled with Tiara. And I'm like, if that was the case, you would have told her when you walked her ass over there to them damn birds. Like, for real. Then Tiara started, giving her the backstory of the King family. And Dime is not with this King family. She is like, oh, hell no, bullshit. Just like the rest of us when we found out what they were about. And she was saying how Karen don't like her because of the whole jail situation or whatever. And she was like, she was the one holding Scrap down, working for him, working 2 to 3 jobs to support him, for him to call home and make collect calls. And I'm like, you're the dummy. Maybe I was raised old school traditional, but you're the fucking dummy. Like, did he have a bomb ass job with, like, no, fuck that, because what he went to jail for was his own motherfucking fault. I'm not gonna go work 2 to 3 jobs to hold down a motherfucking man that went to jail for attempted murder because he got talked into some bullshit that his mama had him do. It wasn't that he was protecting his child or protecting his household or whatever. No, you went over there and did some shit that we don't know what this man did to the mama or whatever, but you did some shit. I ain't that kind of bitch. So I want to like Tiara, but I'm like, you making dumbass choices over some dick, and I'm not liking that. Then I'm like, girl, where are your other baby daddies? Like, that you working so fucking hard. Where is your other baby daddies? Because I know she got 3 other kids. So what's going on with that situation? Women, we got to make better choices. I'm telling y'all. Anyway, Scrap and Stevie J. Oh, she was talking about that whole fight with old girl and all that kind of stuff, and said it was because she got close to her or whatever. Understandable. And then she was talking about when she was talking about sitting on her man's face and all that kind of stuff. But I'm like, girl, this is so stupid. It's so fucking pointless. Get your shit together. Scrap goes and talks to Stevie J, his uncle, or whatever. And I'm like, oh Lord. Like, but actually, Stevie J actually gave him really good advice because he wanted to talk to him about Tiara in a Tommy situation and him having to go to jail. And my whole thing is this with him. Don't go ask nobody for no advice if you really don't want it. If you want to go vent to somebody, let them know that's what you come in there for. But if you don't want no advice, don't ask for it. He asked, was talking to him about the whole situation, and Stevie was basically telling him he has to pick one. He had to pick one with them, with Jocelyn and Mimi, so he knows that Scrap needs to pick one with these women or it's gonna go all left. Scrap really don't want to pick one. He want to have his options when it comes to these women. He's getting ready to go to jail, so he needs these women to be supportive and hold him down. I don't get it, but okay. Betty Idol and Scrappy are in the studio, and he lets us know she's a singer-songwriter, been working with people like 2 Chainz and all that. And I'm like, everybody could be a featured on somebody's shit if they got the right money now in fucking days. Um, but we still ain't heard of her, so okay. Now, when people on the West Coast say they haven't heard of her, the Midwest, down south, I'm just saying, like, she's not I ain't heard nobody say, oh, well, no, she's popping here. I ain't heard nobody left no comments on my channel, nobody else on no channel, that this girl is known some fucking where. If she is, leave it down. I probably still wouldn't care, but okay. But he flirts with her, and she flirts with him, and then they start talking about the Bam, and how loyal he is to her, and all this kind of stuff, and they started talking about the Snapchat video, and how he took that shit down, because Bam was not playing that shit, and he was like, because he had respect for Bam, and if it hurt her, he didn't want to make her, hurt her feelings or whatever, that he took it down. He didn't want no drama. And I believe that these two really love each other. They break up every other fucking week. I'm just saying. But I really think I saw them more as a couple than I would have saw him and Erica Dixon as a couple. I really think they like each other. They just going through some things. He wants this. I don't understand why he wants to wait till now to be this bachelor and to live the single life and not be a grown-ass man. And Bam wants a grown-ass man and not be playing these childish-ass games with his childish-ass mama. And I feel like once he get that together, they'll be back together. Like, they're probably together now. I don't know. But anyway, she tells him about the whole situation with, her fight with Tammy and how she feels that Waka offended her. And I'm like, is she transgender? Did we miss that part? Now, I understand that we take up for our friends and we feel a certain way about our friends. I just was a little confused that she's so fucking offended. And it wasn't so much of D. Smith being offended, it was her being offended. But he ain't with that because he cool with Tammy and Waka and all this kind of stuff, and it's gonna be a problem. Anyway, Tammy has this release of her. She was on the cover of the magazine, and her family and friends came to support her. Her friend Shad was there, Mimi and Chris, Deb, Tammy's mom, Waka, Dime was there. Bam was there. Everybody that's close to her and cool with her were there. Before it started, like, before she gave her little speech of thanking everybody for coming and why she did the magazine, Chris said something to Dime about the party. And Dime was like, don't put that shit on me. That wasn't on me. I didn't invite her. Carly invited her, stuff like that. And I'm just sitting there like, Chris, shut up. Why are you trying to, I don't know. It's just something about her that I'm side-eyeing on her. I'm really side-eyeing about her. And it's not all about the whole LGBT community thing that she wants to identify with. That ain't got nothing to do with me. It's just something she do and say that I just be like, how you just gonna put that on Jessica Dime when you don't know her and you only going by what somebody else tell you? Because, like, for real, I just didn't understand why would she automatically blame her because the girls was over there sitting by her. Them girls was over there sitting by a lot of bitches. Like, to just single her out, you must be hearing from what your girl is saying. But like I said, Dime was like, don't put that shit on me. So then, Tammy was saying how she had made a little announcement speech or whatever, thanking everybody and saying how She just wants to show women that you could be a wife and you can get your sexy back and get snatched back after having a child. And I'm sitting there like, ain't your daughter like old? But okay. But yeah, you can be a mom and be a wife and still be single. I totally agree with that. I'm not against that whatsoever. Her magazine cover looked really nice. Her husband was there to support her. She invited D. Smith to come, but D. Smith didn't show up, whatever. But then she ended up having to sit down talking to her family, and Deb called her out on fighting that trash bird. Like, she was like, that's not what you about. You got a reputation. Like, you ain't got time for that bullshit. So she was explaining what happened, and when she said the girl's name, Bam was like, wait a minute, hold up. That little bird was on Scrap's fucking Instagram, Snapchat, or whatever, and I made him take that shit down. That's why this bitch has, so Tammy like, this is why this girl have a problem with me, because she know I'm cool with Bam and Scrappy used to date. Like, this shit ain't got nothing to do with me. So, yeah, Bam ass had me laughing talking about that damn bird. I want Bam to punch her in her face. I really, really do. Anyway, me and Stevie J, he goes to go see his daughter. And when he gets there, the little girl is on a play date. And he was like, but you knew I was coming. And she was like, well, yeah, but no, I didn't know you was coming. I'm like, bitch, yes, you did know he was coming. Won't you stop that lie? So, but she wants to tell him how she is dating a woman now, and I guess she didn't want either to rant around the nose, so she lets him know. First she said, well, I have a new boo, and since you wasn't around to help out, and I'm like, what do that have to do with anything? Why are you trying to jump over for that? He was like, go back to the new boo. I'm like, no, go back to you wasn't there to help out. That's what you need to. You so worried about who she fucking that you let her be on national TV say that you wasn't here to help. Help what? Is you saying he's not taking care of his daughter once again? Is he not trying to play child support once again? Or are you saying you went and got a new boo to help you raise your daughter? What are you saying, Mimi? Anyway, so he started saying something about a man, and she was like, it's not a guy, it's a girl. He was like, okay. He was like, damn, me and Mimi had our threesomes, Jocelyn may have been the best one, and I'm sitting there like, oh, now y'all want to tell all the goddamn business. Okay. But he cool with it. He was like, I don't know why she thought she had to hide this from me for a year. And that's what I'm saying too. Like, why would you hide this from him? Now, your homegirls, whatever, but why would you hide this from your baby daddy? You was just in LA to see him. Girl, you doing this for a storyline. That's why. Period. But he cool with it. They talked about who ate the best box, him or the girl. She said the girl. He like, yeah, right, but he ain't gonna have his ego bruised on TV. They laugh and joke about it. Okay, cool. Bambi goes and sees Scrap because she wants to talk shit about this bird that fought her best friend. But when she knocks on the door and the assistant opens the door in her little Instagram outfit, no shade to Instagram outfits, because if I can, get them and they cute and they can fit, hey, no power, more power to them. But at the same time, I just don't understand, why is this girl always dressing like this if she's at work? I understand casual attire, but this girl don't look. Is she auditioning to be a model? I don't get it. But she opens the door. Bam at the door. Bam walks in like. She like, you here to see Scrap? She's like, you here to see Scrap? I fell out. I was like, this bitch. Bam, I like you, but it wouldn't be me. That's all I'm saying. But this shit was funny to me. So she goes in and, she like, Scrap, who is this? He like, he immediately made that girl excuse herself, and he was like, can I talk to her? She was like, yeah, can I talk? I was just like, shut up, Bam. Like, stop being ratchet, stop. But the girl excused herself, And she was like, "What are you doing?" And he was like, "I got pictures. You know, I'm doing my modeling agency or whatever." She was like, "Oh, you always trying to put bitches on the payroll." After it was just like, "Nigga, I don't believe you. You just trying to get these bitches so you can fuck them, and ain't nobody falling for that shit. She's not falling for it. We not falling for that boy." Um, so she was just kind of clowning him about that, but then she goes off about the bird fighting her homegirl, and he was like, "That ain't got nothing to do with me," and which it doesn't. But at the same time, all of them are your peoples, Waka, Tammy, you know what I'm saying? So I get where she is coming from at that point. But the shit was funny, and she was going off on his ass, and then she was like, "You know what, if you gonna fuck with that bitch, then we gonna be over. I ain't gonna fuck with you," because he was like, "You know, this is about business, it's not about sleeping with her, yada yada yada." And Bambi got mad as shit, and she took the dog. She was like, "I'm gonna take the dog." He was like, "You ain't gonna take the dog." I'm like, "So we really gonna fight over this little bitty dog? We not gonna fight over a Rottweiler. We not gonna fight over a Doberman. We not gonna fight." You know what I'm saying? We gonna fight over this little bitty dog, Scrappy. Told you he love that girl. He love that girl that he can fight over with a dog. He was like, they was like, "We gonna put the dog on the table and see who we come to." But the dog ended up going to Bam. Bam ended up taking the dog. He was like, "Well, you can't have the dog food." She was like, "We're going to take the dog food." I was just like, this girl. This girl is a fucking fool and a boss at the same motherfucking time. Because she made that nigga take down her Instagram. She made this nigga talk to this girl. I was just like, they love each other. That's all I could see when I saw them was like, they stupid ass love each other and they need to stop this shit. Tammy and D. Smith meet up because she wants to know why D. Smith didn't come to her fashion show. I mean, her little magazine cover party, because she felt like if she would see who her husband is, then she would get a better understanding of him. Oh, I forgot to mention that Tammy and Walker was in the bed together. He was like off. He was on tour, and she called him about the fight, so she went to go see him or whatever. And she was letting him know about the fight and the whole whatever. And I think once she started trying to talk about the whole transgender comment or whatever, he shut that shit down. Like, I already ain't got enough backlash on that shit. We ain't even finna do this shit. They start talking about who do more romantic things, who show they love. I didn't care. But anyway, Tammy meets up with D. Smith, and she just was coming at D. Smith saying how she felt like the bird was very disrespectful, and she didn't understand where it was coming from. But she felt like it wasn't directed towards Waka so much; it was directed towards her because she started just going in at the girl, and she didn't understand why D. Smith would even allow that to happen or whatever, saying that we trying to work together. D. Smith like, "No, you were trying to work with me." And she like, "Where the fuck is this coming from?" And she was just like, "No, I was trying to give you a chance." And she was like, "How?" When I did award video songs and song on things, and I was doing that as a favor. I mean, she just had this big ass head about herself that I'm like, "Bitch, I ain't heard of you." I'm just saying. We didn't know nothing about you until they said the cast. They put the trailer up for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. I'm just saying, no shade to you, because I know somebody gonna say, "Oh, she did this, she did that." I'm just saying, I have never heard of her, and so I want her to fucking humble herself. I felt like the way she was coming at Tammy was turning me way the fuck off on her, and this is why a lot of the LGBT community be going off when they put transgenders or gays or lesbians or whatever on TV, because this is what we get. We get these messy motherfuckers. We get these people that don't know how to be humble, that want to talk shit to people, don't know how to act, be ratchet, like, and that's not what everybody is like from the LGBT community. And this is what we keep getting. We got the Miles and Milan storyline that was some bullshit. We got this bitch on here that's messy than a motherfucker and not humble. Like, that's not a good look because everybody is not like that. And I'm like, I'm not gonna like her. I just don't see myself liking her after the way she came at Tammy for no fucking reason. Now, Tammy was coming back at her, which I was liking because I felt like it was not called for D. Smith to come at Tammy the way she was coming at her, talking about um that's her, he's her husband and they sleeping in bed together. Girl, how stupid do you fucking sound? You sound real fucking dumb to say that because they are married and they sleep in the same bed, they should have the same views. No, it doesn't fucking work like that. I don't know. There is so, oh my god, there are so many things that me and my dude do not agree on. We don't be disrespectful to each other, but we just don't fucking agree on certain things. But come on, like, she made herself sound real dumb. She made herself sound real fucking dumb. Anyway, Betty and Scrappy meet up because he wants her to say sorry to Tammy for the whole fight, and she feels like she shouldn't have to. But what killed me is the beginning of the conversation when he started the conversation off about Bam coming to get the dog. And I was with her like, you really coming to talk to me about your girl coming to get the dog? And then she kept calling the bitch a horse, and he was trying not to go off on her for talking about the Bam, but oh my god, he handled that way better than what I thought, and maybe it's because the way he went out for Erica, Pinky, whatever the fuck her name is, last time he couldn't do her the same way. But this girl was delusional. She was dumb. She just dumb. I'm not gonna give this bitch energy. She dumb. Scrap and Tiara meet up with Tommy, and they both is under the impression that he is about to tell the other one that he doesn't want to be with them. And at the beginning of the episode, Jessica Dime told Tiara that she didn't think this was going to be a good idea to meet up with them because a guy that say trust me, you don't want to really trust. And I totally agree with that. That's why I was like, I'm kind of liking Dime this so far. But she comes in, he tries to give her a hug. She like, bitch, move, like, we ain't in no hugging move, sit your ass down. Tommy comes in there with this dress. I don't know where she was going. What was she going with that dress on? I didn't fucking get it. I understand you gonna be on camera, you gotta look your best. But where were you going? I thought she looked real stupid. Anyway, they meet up and he comes out with about he needs their support and he needs them to hold him down and all this kind of bullshit. And they like, what the fuck? So you want both of us to be your little pen pal people? Like, are you fucking crazy? Are you stupid? His whole thing is not even about them and their feelings. His whole thing is about him. And I'm like, fool, you wouldn't be in that position if you wouldn't have did what you did to get there. Why should they have to deal with your shit? Like, no, it doesn't fucking work like that. And I'm glad at first both of them were saying that, like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you stupid? But they like, what did you bring me here for? Because, and then it started coming out like, you told me, Tiara, like, you told me that you was bringing me here to end things with her and let her know that you was done. Tommy, like, what the fuck? So that's what you brought me here to do? Because you were supposed to do the same thing with her, like. And then she was like, Tiara was like, you got bitches coming to my job. And that's when things went left. Tommy was like, bitch, something about you don't work over here or some shit she said. Then they start talking about pussy showing and it was stupid. It was stupid. It was a mess. And I'm sitting there like, so y'all still gonna argue over this dude that just told y'all that he's not choosing. He want everybody to get along. He want to fuck both of y'all. He want both of y'all to send him care packages when he goes to jail. I didn't understand how they start arguing and he just still sitting there unscathed, like he didn't have nothing to do with this. Y'all anger is directed at the wrong person, and I just don't get it. I think these bitches is stupid as fuck. Like, for real. Who gonna be with them next week? Oh, probably Tommy. Tommy, because she friends with Karen. She gonna be the one. I really, really think so. Anyway, next week Jocelyn is gonna be back, and I want to say I'm happy, but after seeing her in Stevie's show, and after seeing these trailers of her, I'm like, I'm not that excited. I'm just not that excited about Jocelyn coming back, because you coming back on some petty bullshit and not, you haven't grown. Like, you were growing, and then now, girl, you want to throw shit in people's face? Ain't nobody got time for that. Anyway, that's my review for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta Season 5, Episode 3. Y'all tell me what y'all thought about it. And make sure you check out my YouTube family. Ashley Miller, Mike B, Squeaky Jones, Color Me Pink, Lady Nika, James Caldwell. I'm trying to... Much Love from KY, Scotty from Mrs. Still Standing, Sweet Addictions, Do Love and Hip Hop. I'm just trying to throw out some names that do Love and Hip Hop reviews. Alexander Rogers is my boo. You know, he do really great reviews. So, yeah. And I can't wait to see my YouTube fam that's going to be here this week. I'm so excited. Like, say, Sean Bradley, Lady Nika, Squeaky Jones, Alexander Rogers. I think Spilling All the Tea is coming, and whoever else is coming. I'm so excited. I'm hoping Tiki 44 will be able to come kick it with us one night. But yeah, I'm so excited to meet everybody in person. So y'all don't understand. Hope you guys are still coming to the Blackout July the 16th. Yeah. I had to think about, because the dates I'm going to be there and the dates is going to be July the 16th at the Crow's Nest, 3 to 8. Make sure y'all there. I'll be there. And I'll talk to y'all in the next video. It's so good to be home. Y'all just don't know. Alright, you guys. Peace out.